people disappearing is unfortunately not much of a rare occurrence. In 2021, over 500,000 people were reported missing in the United States, and by 2022, over 90,000 of them remained actively missing. If and when the missing person is found, usually they're accompanied by a large amount of clarity. Either they can personally explain what happened and where they've been, or they're not moving. But this is the first time I've ever seen a missing persons case that has more questions than answers when they finally returned. In April 2006, a 14-year-old girl named Yoonbi, who was without a home, came to an orphanage in Gyeongju, a city located in the southern part of South Korea. She carried a letter from her mother with her at that time. The letter read, "Yoonbi doesn't even know who her father is. Her name is Yoonbi, but she doesn't even know what her last name is. She was born when I was just 19. We tried to live together as much as we could, but it's gotten too hard now. Please take care of this poor girl from now on." When she was questioned further by the orphanage, she went on to elaborate about her situation and what her life has entailed leading up to this point. As per Yoonbi's account, she and her mother survived by living on the streets, earning a daily wage through manual labor at outdoor market stalls. Yoonbi was not officially documented by the government. She had never attended school and had limited knowledge of writing. But despite all this, when they began teaching her at the orphanage, Yoonbi appeared to be a natural genius. The girl without a home managed to complete the entire school curriculum from 1st grade to 9th grade within a year. A year later, when she turned 15, she successfully passed the General Education Development Test covering both elementary and middle school content. This officially recognized her as having completed elementary and middle school education at just 15 years of age. The following year, she left the orphanage and started residing in the dorms of a nearby high school. Just like she did with the teachings at the orphanage, she excelled. By the 11th grade, she had the 13th best grades in the entire school and was dreaming of becoming a doctor. Then 3 o'clock in the afternoon on January 5th, 2010, the soon-to-be 12th grader disappeared at the age of 18. According to her friends, she was going back to the orphanage to show them her scholarships and said she would be back for the evening. This is where things get incredibly strange. Yoonbi didn't come back. It was later discovered that she had taken all her clothes and personal things with her when she left. The police were utterly confused, and she wasn't heard for almost an entire month. Until February 3rd, 2010, one man from Suwon, a city on the other side of Korea, told authorities that Yoonbi, who was his niece, was perfectly fine and living with her mother in a perfectly normal suburban house. First thoughts go to thinking that maybe the mother got her life together, got a house, and reconnected with her mother. But the truth is so much more than that. Yoonbi didn't exist. This whole time, this girl was living a double life. In reality, Yoonbi was a girl with the surname Lee. Born in 1989 to an ordinary suburban family, Lee faced a turning point at the age of 17. She decided to leave home, embarked on a journey across the country, and reached out to the Gyeongju orphanage, adopting the guise of a beggar. Lee forged the letter from Yoonbi's mother to lend credibility to her narrative. If you're still following, this also confirms that she was 17, not 14 when she arrived at the orphanage. With this known, it's not surprising why she was seen as a genius. She had already completed elementary and middle school as well as all grades up to the 12th. As she was about to start 12th grade, Lee, once again, without clear reasons, chose to leave behind her second identity as Yoonbi and reunite with her family. When asked about the specific reasons for leaving home and creating a false identity, Lee responded with a claim of not being able to remember. Her family, high school teachers, and the orphanage staff all suggested that this wasn't entirely unexpected, as Lee had previously displayed signs of amnesia. If this was a movie or something, and the plot was explained by the protagonist having amnesia, most of us would call that bad writing. But sometimes life imitates art, even if the art's bad.
Let me get this straight. Does anyone here not have amnesia? I don't know.
Authorities suspect that Lee's departure was likely driven by excessive stress over her academic performance. She chose to run away in an attempt to start fresh and improve her grades, which she successfully achieved. However, as she was approaching 12th grade in the persona of Yunbi, she came to the realization that her previous academic success was attributed to relearning everything. Having left at the age of 17, she had never covered 12th grade material before. The looming possibility of failure became overwhelming, leading her to return to her previous life. One of the strangest parts of this story is that Lee, the girl who created and lived as Eunbi, faced no legal action whatsoever, as what she did technically wasn't against the law. She couldn't be charged with impersonation as she wasn't impersonating someone who existed. This case, although closed, has created so many questions. How did no one notice? What were the parents doing during this? Does she actually have amnesia? What is she doing now? But I don't think we're going to get any answers anytime soon. I left a source for this story in the description as usual. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, like, share, and comment on this video. And until next time, keep fearing the living.